everyone, let's learn about our local ave named Malaysian Peacock Pheasant. In Malay, it's called Kuan Cermin Melayu or Burung Merak Pongsu. The scientific name of this species is Polyplectron malacans. This bird is a medium-sized pheasant with measurement around 40 to 53 cm long, in which 25 cm is the tail length for an adult male, according to Strange and Jaya Rajasingham in 1993. Generally, the adult male has dark buffy brown plumage with blue-green eye spots on the back and tail. It also has a glossy blue-green crest on the forehead and orange facial skin around its eyes. The appearance of a female pheasant is quite similar to a male, but with a much shorter tail and duller color. So let's get to know about them in detail. For the taxonomy classification, this bird belongs to the kingdom of Animalia and under the phylum Chordata. For its class and order, this bird is under the class of Aves and the order of Galliformes. This bird is classified under the family of Phasianidae. Polyplectron is the genus of this bird, while the species is Polyplectron malacans.
Text for the habitat in Malaysia. Polyplectron malacans is an extreme lowland and subtropical forest specialist resident in tall primary and secondary lowland dipterocarp forests. It usually found 15 to 80 meters and never above 300 meters high. Polyplectron malacans is endemic to Peninsular Malaysia and it possibly to southern Peninsular Thailand. In Malaysia, it has been found in few areas like has been shown in this distribution map. According to the map, it can be seen that Polyplectron malacans has been found in this area: Sungai Perak, Kuala Kangsar, in Taman Negara Terengganu, Sungai Duun, Sungai Tembeling, Sungai Tekal in Pahang, along from Selayang Baru, Gombak Setia to Berembun in Negeri Sembilan and Tampen. Also in Melaka, Gunung Ledang, Semberong and Endau Ramping, Johor. The population size has been previously suggested to fall into the band of 2,500 until 9,999 mature individuals, based on an assessment of non-records, description of abundance and range size. However, there is no known estimate of this species density and estimates for each species, because none of which of them are as closely associated with level forests as this one. They are too variable to allow for a reliable inference.
Now, I will be explaining about ecology, dietary pattern and ecological balance of the Malayan peacock pheasant. But first, in Ecology based on Wells 1999, he stated that the Polyplectron malacans is an extreme lowland specialist, which is the resident in tall primary and secondary, including lightly logged lowland dipterocarp forest. It is usually from just 50 meter to 80 meter and never be above the 300 meter on level or gently sloping around. Next, we will discuss dietary pattern. Dietary pattern is the recorded food of items. For example, Diptera, Orthoptera, Hymenoptera, which is the carpenter ants, mollusks, isopods, which is what the Malay peacock pheasant eat. So they are omnivorous. Furthermore, let's talk about ecological balance. Ecological balance is a term used to describe the equilibrium. More theoretically, it is the idea that the air is a sort of homeostasis in nature, where if thrown out of balance, has numerous detrimental and cascading consequences. To make it clear, I will choose peacock as an example. Peacocks help to maintain the ecological balance by contributing to the food chain and also maintaining its continuity. They eat insects which might otherwise harm the crops, and therefore in this way they help farmers indirectly by controlling the population of insects. Peacocks help maintain ecological balance mostly by playing their part in the middle of the chain. They are omnivorous and are eaten by raccoons, dogs and other larger mammals. Therefore serve a purpose to maintain the balance in the food chain both above and below them.
Malay peacock pheasant falls under the endangered category according to IUCN Red List of Threatened Species 2022, and the current population of this species is decreasing. Back then, it used to be listed as vulnerable until 2016. In Peninsular Malaysia, according to IUCN Red List of Threatened Species, the threat for this species is the rapid loss of plain level forests, which this species is dependent, and their habitat. The major threat for this species, according to BirdLife International 2023, are habitat loss, degradation, and fragmentation of large-scale clearance for plantation of oil palm, rubber, and timber. In addition, the increasing access to the forest for hunters makes these species more vulnerable to extinction. Hence, a view of conservation action has been taken to tackle these problems and to increase their population.
Since the Malayan peacock pheasant can only be found in Malaysia, the conservation actions can only be implemented there. The conservation actions can be divided into two, which are conservation actions underway and conservation actions proposed. There are currently 4 actions in progress, which are conservation in place, conservation action needed, research needed, and additional data fields. Important populations are present in at least 2 protected areas, Taman Negara and Crow Wildlife Reserve, and additional population have been reported at Sungai Dusun Wildlife Reserve, Selangor, and several forest reserves that do not meet the requirement for protection as protected areas under wildlife legislation, such as Pasoh Negeri Sembilan. According to Yip Chin Ait in Lead 2007, with plans to release birds in areas of their historic habitat, Pheasant is conducting a captive breeding and release program. In addition, there are few ways that have been suggested to promote conservation actions. Firstly, identify the species' exact habitat preference and respond to habitat change. Conduct surveys to determine the subpopulation status and current distribution patterns for all known populations, especially in and around Taman Negara and Crow Wildlife. Support the Crow Wildlife Reserve demand for a higher status and stronger management rules and protective measures. Create support system for important IBAs in Peninsular Malaysia and encourage and expand captive breeding. And lastly, utilize remote sensing data to keep a close eye on forest losses. Our planet is facing the problem of the underpopulation of wild animals, which is resulting in the extinction of rare, endangered and threatened species. In conclusion, conservation of Malay peacock pheasant is important to protect their population along with their habitat. A balanced ecosystem can be maintained by conserving them. Having conservation methods applied, we can feel glad about the Malay peacock pheasant present on the earth. It helps in maintaining a healthy and functional environment for the survival of all organisms. It also helps in repairing the damage which is already done to this species. Government should take proper steps as soon as possible to save our endangered local species, Malay peacock pheasant. The time has come for us to act, otherwise it will be too late.